everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie Colours. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Sunday Snippets. Sorry, I slipped my book in there because I felt like you were just looking at an empty desk. Sunday Snippets. This is episode 4. So 4 weeks of doing this. It's gone really quick. So for those of you that are new, that don't know what this is about, Sunday Snippets is a chance for me to kind of take a look back on the week that's just been and kind of reset for the coming week. I take a little bit of time on a Sunday to kind of sit down and relax, hopefully, when I get a chance. And it's a good time to kind of reset for the week coming. So last week we looked at a few new books. I've got a couple more new books to show you today. I've done a couple of completed pages. I've got this one out first because this is my gnomes page and I haven't done much at all. I have really not made much progress this week. I wanted to have a lot more colouring time and it just didn't happen. So I think we're pretty much where we were at this time last week. I think maybe a few more mushrooms coloured, but that's it. I am hoping I can get some more done later today on this, but I probably won't do that on camera with you today because I'll just be doing some of the red bits, which we already saw last week. So yeah, haven't made a great deal of progress. I am determined to get this page finished this month. It's quite an autumnal page. I really want to get it finished before December. I don't really want to be taking any autumnal pages through to December and Christmas colouring and things. So really want to get this done. I don't think it will take too much longer. Obviously got the toadstools left to do. I've got the gnome's skin and hair to do. And then I've got the background to do. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get it done relatively. I'm not going to say quickly, but I'm hoping I'll get it done by the end of the month. So it's still ongoing. I've made a little bit of progress, not much. Hoping I can get a little bit more done later today. That's my progress in Mythomorphia by Kirby Razans. Okay, on to I'll show you some completed pages that I did this week. So the first one was Magical Dawn by Hannah Carlzon. Now, if you saw my colouring plans video, I've done a lot of videos this week. I feel like I've done a lot of different videos, which is unusual for me, but I think I've done 3 or 4 videos this past week. One of them was my colouring plans for the month of November, and I said I really wanted to get to this book because it was untouched and I've had it sitting on my shelf for a couple of months now, so I really wanted to get a page done in here. And I chose 4 pages to as possibilities during that plans video, and I ended up doing one that was completely different. So I ended up doing this one, which I'm not sure if it's meant to be a phoenix, but I felt like it kind of looked like a phoenix. So I did that. I added the moon into the background and then did this kind of inked background. I used a lot of my super golden markers. So there's lots of shimmer and shine on this page. And I really like how it turned out. It was fun. It didn't take that much time to do, but yeah. So that was one page I managed to get finished this week. The other page I literally just finished last night. It was my very first page in my Mythographic Romantasy colouring book. This one is by Veronica Klinska, and I did this page. Now, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this one. I kind of I went a little bit trigger happy with the paint pen. I started outlining the moths and I liked how that looked, and then I did the flowers and I was like, okay, that looks pretty good. Then I got a little bit carried away and did all the leaves, and I'm not sure I needed to do that. Anyway, it's done. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I think it's okay. I do like my colours. I don't know if my crown has turned out as well as I would have liked. I think it's okay. It was a different gold combination to what I normally use, and maybe it was a bit brave to try that one out on this, but yeah, I think it's okay. Like I say, I like the colours. It's a completed page, so I'm going to take the wins. So I got that one done in Mythographic Romantasy. Now, let's talk about new books because I cannot stop myself. I keep buying books and I really don't need any more. But I was watching, well, I've kind of discovered Annie Reese. I'm not 100% sure how she says that, but I've been seeing her a lot on Instagram, and her colouring is amazing. I know Erica Elm Colours mentioned her in her Weekend Whip video recently, and yeah, she does amazing things with pan pastels. So if you haven't seen her, go and check out her Instagram page. She is, I will try and remember to leave that linked in the description box below. I believe she's thinking about starting a YouTube channel, so keep an eye out for her. Yeah, she's really cool. And she's got a couple of books out, but this is the one that she's kind of been, is her most recent one, so I kind of decided to snap it up. So this is a Blossomia, I think. I'm not 100% sure. And it's really cool. It's a smaller size, so let me show you Johanna Basford's books here, so you can see the size difference. It's a little bit smaller than hers. And the paper it's quite a soft card cover, so it's not particularly sturdy, and the paper is I'm gonna say it's slightly better than Amazon paper, but yeah, it is quite thin. It's not great paper. I was hoping for something a little bit better, but it is such a beautiful book. It is single-sided, so I say single-sided, you've got obviously here you've got about the author, but on the other pages you just got the name of the previous page on the back. So it is single-sided, so you could use alcohol markers if you want. It's quite fine line work, and I'm not sure how the alcohol markers would perform on this paper. I have a feeling it would bleed quite a bit, so you'd need to be a little bit careful. I probably won't use alcohol markers. I'll probably use just pencils, I think, and maybe some pastels, because her work is beautiful with the pastels. And look at these pages, they're so pretty. So sorry, I'm going back and forth. She's got a lot of pages very similar to this kind of like flower, plant, couture type pages, where there are these pencils dressed in these kind of flowery outfits. And there's quite a few pages like that. There's a few with these little animals, a little raccoon here. We've got a gnome and some fairies on this page. This would be a great one for my current hashtag. I'm not sure I'm going to get to it, but it is really cool. I'm going to turn a lamp on. I feel like there's lots of shadow today. So, yeah, it's really pretty. Here's another one of these kind of pencil couture. This one looks more like kind of corals and seaweeds and things, but yeah, really creative. I like it. A whale, got a mermaid and a seahorse, an octopus. I'm just going to do a quick flick through another one of these. I'm calling them pencil couture. Don't know, but yeah, I really like these actually. They're kind of fun. We've got this bee here. This one puts me off slightly. I think it's his little hands here. They look kind of a little bit creepy. But other than that, if I could ignore that, I think he would be quite cute. But yeah, there's him. This is lovely. I like this one. Hummingbird, another pencil couture page. And she does tell you what the flowers are on the back for each of these kind of pencil couture ones. We've got the kind of snack van type thing with some little ants having a picnic down here. Another fairy. A phoenix page, more pencil couture, a beautiful unicorn, this cute little mousey, lovely tree, another pencil couture, a fairy house, peacock. This one's really cool, this kind of turtle or tortoise turtle, not 100% sure which. More of these pencil couture. I like florals, so these ones work well for me. Ice cream cone houses, little bird houses, gorgeous owl, more pencil couture, ballet shoes, genie, Another pencil couture. Kind of, this is really cool. Flowery hair. Toadstools coming out of a book. I really like that one. This is really sweet as well. More of these pencil couture, and they're all different flowers each time. This one would be a great one for the Novmad Tea Party hashtag that's going on at the moment, wouldn't it? And this little bunny's so cute. Really like him. Elephant, flying a kite, and that's it. So yeah, it's a sweet little book. I really like the images in it. They're relatively small, and you know, some of them have these borders, so they're relatively well contained. Definitely would like to get something done in this, and I really like it. And yeah, her, like I say, go and check out her Instagram, the way she colors, the colors she uses. You can see they're really vibrant, really bright, and really fun. So yeah, Blossomia by Annie Rees, or Annie Rees, Annie Rays, I don't know, one of the ones. I'll hold it up so you can see the name. But yeah, I got this one on Amazon. It was readily available in the UK. She's an American artist, so I presume they'll be readily available in America if you're interested. So yeah, really like that one. Not sure when I'm going to get to colouring it, but hopefully. And then the other one that I got this week was Wonderful Wildflowers by Johanna Basford. Now this one, I did do a chatty flip through on my channel, so if you are interested in taking a decent look at this one, you can check that video out. I will try and remember to leave it linked up here for you. I really like it. It is very similar to a lot of stuff that she's produced recently, particularly World of Flowers and like Magical Worlds. There's this kind of, it's quite, I mean, it's similar to her style, but there's beautiful pages. I love florals, so this keeps me happy. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this as I do some colouring, but yeah, like I said, I did a chatty flip through video on the channel, and I was quite interested to hear what other people thought and other people's opinions, and I was thinking quite a lot about a lot of these new books that artists are producing, and yeah, like I say, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it as I'm colouring. But what I do want to do, so I'm going to come back to this book later on because I would like to choose a page to colour this week sometime, and I'd like to try and choose a colour palette for the page. So I'm going to come back to that one in a bit. Sorry, I feel like I'm jumping all over the place today. But I'm going to start with Mystic Animals by Stratton Peterson. This was a relatively new book. I've just got it in the last week or two, and I really wanted to do a page, and I've chosen to do this frog page. I'm doing this as a buddy colour with the lovely Dana from Dabble a D. Hopefully she won't mind me showing you a little bit of this on screen, because I'm just going to try and do a little bit of basing with my Tombow dual brush marker pens. So I've picked out a few colours here. So when I did, I think it was a couple of weeks ago when I did my Sunday Snippets, I was saying I didn't really know what would work well in this book, and Jess from Colouring Bumblebee very kindly commented and said that she uses water brush markers or water-based markers, and then polychromos pencils over the top, and it works beautifully. So I decided I should do the same. So like I said, I've picked out a few colours here, and I'm gonna just do a little bit of basing while I have a bit of a chat with you, and then spend a little bit of time on this page, and then move on to Wonderful Wildflowers. So yeah, so I'm doing this for my hashtag Colour the Fairy Tales, which the fairy tale for the month of November is the Frog Prince. So this one fitted in really nicely with that, and I do love this page. I love all the pages in this book. They're really beautiful. So I'm going in with my Tombow 131 marker, and I'm just going to base his skin in this very light yellowish green colour. Now, I've got to admit, I struggle a little bit with water-based markers and the streakiness, but I'm hoping, because these are relatively small areas to cover, that it won't look too bad. Fingers crossed. So yeah, anyway, how are you all? I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're getting plenty of colouring time and enjoying yourselves. And yeah, having a good week. I really didn't get as much done this week as I would have hoped. It's just been a little bit busy. And so yeah, my colouring has not gone to plan. I was really hoping to make a bit more progress on my gnomes page, but it didn't happen. All good, doesn't matter. I will get it done. It's just, yeah, there have been other things going on. Basically, mum's taxi service again is kind of taking up all my time, driving my kids to various different events and different activities. And yeah, it's kind of, that's what's been taking my time. So it's all good. It doesn't matter. But yeah, just not as much colouring time as I would have liked. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get a bit more done this coming week. So what I was going to talk about, I was interested to hear what people were saying about Johanna's new book, and I've heard them say it about other new books from kind of more popular artists. Maria Trolle really springing to mind. And I've heard a lot of people saying that they feel like the quality and the what's the word I'm looking for, the artistry has kind of gone down somewhat. I don't know how to explain this, that so for example, for Maria Trolle's pages in particular have become very simplified in comparison to her older works. You've got a lot of very simple pages, smaller pages kind of enclosed in borders. A lot of people have said with Johanna Basford's book that there's a lot of blank space, a lot of pages with like one smaller image and then just loads of blank space. You've got kind of these simple wreaths. So it's almost like you've got a colouring book that feels like it's kind of not, I don't know what the word is, not entirely finished, not as full as you would expect it to be, particularly for the prices that you pay for these colouring books. I mean, these are kind of like, I say, top end colouring books, particularly like Maria Trolle's, where you've got the hardback covers, really good paper quality, but the imagery has kind of gone downhill a bit. Now, I'm not suggesting that is my opinion. It's just an opinion that has been expressed to me a lot when I've been sharing some new books recently, and I do get that kind of reasoning and that opinion, because yeah, I can see it, and I'm just wondering what other people think about it. Do you agree? Do you feel like this is the case? Like you're getting less for your money now than you did before? That, the quality has gone down, the level of detail has gone down. I'm just curious to know what other people think. And one of the things that I wondered whether it was contributing to this was this kind of influx of cute and cozy books. Now, I go on to Amazon, and it feels like every time I go onto Amazon there is like 2 or 3 new cute and cozy books that have just been released, and there are literally hundreds of them flooding the market. Now, I can only assume that many of them are AI art. I'm not saying that all of them are, because I know they're not, but I imagine there's quite a lot of them that are produced by AI. They're produced so quickly. And yes, the images are a lot simpler and easier, but they're really like flooding the market. There's so many of them. And I'm just wondering if kind of like your Johanna Basfords, your Maria Trolle's, etc. are feeling the pinch, like feeling under pressure because they can't keep up with anywhere near the rate of production of these books that are kind of flooding the market. Whether they feel like they've got to work quicker to produce more books kind of keep up with that market. I don't know. I honestly don't know. This is just me banding about ideas about what could be happening. I personally, I mean, I look at people like, I honestly think Hannah Carlson's books, her recent books are really, really good. I have not noticed any downturn in quality with those. I feel like they are still as detailed as they were in the past. Kirby Roseanne's book, I mean, his Dark Fairy Tales book is like, I think I don't own it because I'm not a huge fan of the really dark content, but his artwork in it, I feel like it's the best artwork he's ever produced. Like, it's really, really detailed, stunningly beautiful, just, you know, really amazing artwork. So I definitely feel like this is not a generalized statement, because I do feel like a lot of artists are producing some of the best work they've ever produced. However, I will admit to thinking that I feel like Maria Trolle's work is far simpler. I'm not saying it's bad, because I actually kind of like her new stuff, but it's definitely a lot simpler and less detailed than, say, like Botanicum was, or Moon Valley, Starfall in particular. And her two newest books, which I haven't received yet, but I have ordered and I will hopefully be receiving soon. Yeah, they are a lot simpler, and I feel they have far less detail in them. I'm hoping these are the right colours. It's a very bright orange. I'm hoping it will work. So yeah, I don't know. And Johanna Basford, I don't know. I don't know. But a lot of people commented on that chatty flip through to say that they felt like there was too much blank space. It was too much samey in comparison to her other books and her other work. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm just throwing it out there for a general discussion. What do you think? Do you feel like its quality has gone downhill? Do you feel like, actually, no, everything's really good, you're happy with the way things are going? I'd really be curious to know. It was just something that I kind of was thinking about when I saw those comments, and just wondered how other people felt about the colouring book situation. I do feel like there is so much more choice now than there used to be 10 years ago. Like, 10 years ago, there was, you know, maybe a Millie Marotta, maybe a Johanna Basford, maybe a Hannah Carlson, maybe a Kirby. There definitely wasn't the kind of huge number of artists and styles, and I think it's great in a lot of ways. I think it's really great that we've got so much choice. I hope that's really bright. I don't know if I'm liking that. I'm gonna do his eye anyway. Too late now. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a lot more choice, which is a good thing, I think. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. It's nice to have so much choice. I do feel a little overwhelmed sometimes, though. Like, I keep buying these books, and I don't need to buy more books, but I have FOMO, fear of missing out, and I kind of yeah, I like to buy the books, and then I kind of get anxiety because I can't colour in all of them, and I feel bad that I can't kind of get all the pages done that I want to get done, and yeah, I don't know, it is a dilemma. But yeah, I'd be interested to know what you think, whether you feel the quality has gone down, or whether you feel like it's all good and everything's as good as it was. I don't know. I'd just be, like I say, just interested. I'm not passing judgment or making any kind of statement about this at all. I'm just curious to know what other people think and feel about it. Well, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this page. I think this, yeah, I think once you get pencils on top, it works nicely, doesn't it? But this initial part of putting the water-based marker down is quite scary. I'm going to try, because I haven't been telling you what I've been using as I've gone through, I'm going to try and remember to write the colours of the markers up above for you to see. I looked at an image on Google of a tree frog so that I could kind of figure out what colours I wanted to use. And a lot of them had this kind of blue element to it. I don't know. I think I need to get that green looking a lot greener than it is right now. But I'm hoping it will smooth out. I don't know what colour to do that bit now. I feel like that bit has to be blue as well, really. Yeah, so I'm hoping this is gonna come together. I don't have a huge collection of Tombos either, so I was a bit restricted to what I could use for this page. So if I can at least base it, then I can hopefully make some progress on it during the week. Okay, so that's my frog. I'm hoping that's going to look all right when he's done. Right, let's do the oh, I've missed some of my frog. Hold on. I need to do some more of him. I think this bit's going to be blue. I'm going to say this bit's going to be blue. I don't think this page will take too long to colour because it's got all that lovely black background already inserted, so don't need to worry about doing a background. It's just literally colouring the elements, which is quite nice. And a lot of pages in this book are like that. They have these kind of black backgrounds. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. So yeah, definitely helps. I do really like this book. Right, the branch he's sitting on. This is where I start to see streaks because it's this larger area. I think the key is to try not to go over areas you've already coloured, but that's easier said than done as well. I see other people using water-based markers and making it look so smooth and easy, and yeah, I don't know, I struggle. So what else have I been doing? I've been trying to catch up on YouTube videos. There's so many YouTubers that I want to watch, and it's the time, struggling to find the time. That's why I'm always so appreciative of anybody that watches my videos, because I know how busy life can be, and I know how tough it is to actually find time to sit down and watch your favorite colorists. And and there's so many there's so many awesome colorists on YouTube now. It gets hard to kind of keep up with all the videos and spend time with everybody that you want to spend time with. I've gone over the lines there. But yeah, I always enjoy watching other people and getting hints and tips and ideas from other people as well. So I do love spending time watching the videos. I've managed to get to a few this week. I did find a couple of a new YouTube colorist. She's been on Instagram for a while, I believe, and she's been coloring for many years, and she's so talented. It's Holly Berry, and I will try and remember to keep, I'm sure it's Holly Berry now, I'm doubting the name, but I will leave it linked down below, and go and check out her videos, because she's done a couple now, and one was like sharing all of her, well, not all of her, but a few of her completed pages, and one of them was kind of colouring in a background sky on a page, and she's so talented, so clever. Her pages are amazing, and yeah, just awesome. I have no doubt that she'll be getting like thousands of subscribers very quickly, but I will leave her channel linked down below to go and take a look at. And yeah, welcome her to YouTube. Definitely worth a view. What else? Like I say, I watched Erica's Weekend Whip from Elm Colours. I always enjoy Erica's videos. It's like sitting down with a friend and chatting, and yeah, I really like listening to her. So that was fun. But yeah, I've managed to watch a few videos this week. But there's so many more that I wanna see and catch up with. And like I said, I've actually managed to produce quite a few videos myself this week, which is unusual. Okay. The rest of it, I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, I'm going to do the water, actually. Let's do the water because I know that's going to be a blue colour. I've gone for a very, very pale blue here, thinking that I can add plenty of shading over the top. It's just a base. So let's do that. Lots of little bits to do here. I'm really keen. There's a couple of things that I think I would quite like to try. I'm a bit nervous about trying them. One is oil pastels. I'm a bit, oh, I think I've coloured over a leaf there. I'm a bit nervous about trying oil pastels because they do look rather messy. And I'm not sure. Everyone says they're a really easy medium to use, to blend. And yeah, so I would quite like to try those. I would also really like to try pan pastels, and that is mostly because of Annie Ray's Instagram pages that I've seen where she does amazing things with them. So I think those might be things that I add to my Christmas wish list, perhaps. The other thing that I would really quite like to put down on my Christmas wish list is a set of Derwent drawing pencils. I think the colours are just, they look really beautiful. They're muted colours, but they're pigmented muted colours, if that makes sense. Like some kind of more muted colours don't have a great deal of pigment, and the page kind of looks a little bit washed out. Does that make sense? Whereas these ones look like they've got lots of pigment, and they're really lovely kind of natural muted tones. So I'm quite keen to try those. I keep going over bits that are plants, yeah. Not concentrating. So yeah, I think I might try and add a few bits and pieces like that onto my Christmas wish list, perhaps. Definitely not adding any more books on my Christmas wish list because I feel like I have got so many recently, and yeah, it's getting a bit ridiculous again because I have quite a few untouched books. One of the videos I made this week was the underappreciated tag that Jess from Colouring Bumblebee set up, and I realised quite how many untouched books I have when I started looking at that. So yeah, I really don't need any more books. I don't think I'll be adding any books to my Christmas wish list. Maybe just some supplies. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I don't know what colour to do my flowers. I know this is, so I looked this up because it tells you here that it's green aventurine, or yeah, I'm sure it's adventurine, which is green. It's kind of a jade looking colour. So I've pulled this one out for the crystals. I don't know. I find this basing business quite tricky sometimes. I'm like, I've got all these colours that I pulled out and want to use, and I don't know if they're the right colours. And things look different once you start adding pencil over the top as well. So I'm hoping it will smooth out. And I'm terrible at doing crystals. I really need to practice crystals, so this will be a good opportunity. It's quite tricky to see where this goes. I'm presuming it's going all the way down into the water down here. The lines seem to disappear. Ooh, something banging upstairs. So yeah, I'm going to colour that. And I've got this kind of foliage to do, and I'm hoping that I can use similar colours for the rest of the page and not bring too many new colours in. I'm just not 100% sure what colour to do the flowers, whether I go kind of like this kind of peachy pinky colour, or whether I use some of the orange that I've used on my tree frog's feet. It's a very bright orange, that though, isn't it? Like I said, I don't have a huge selection of Tombow markers, so I kind of went with what I had and I'm hoping for the best. Right, I've got a few other greens here I'll pull out and pop down in various places and see how we go. So I think this is a little chrysalis here, and we've got the butterfly and the caterpillar eggs down here. And we've got a couple of tadpoles in the water. Like I said, I always feel like the water-based markers look a bit streaky, especially on the larger areas, but I'm hoping that when I come back in and add a pencil over the top, that won't be so noticeable. Fingers crossed, that's the plan anyway. Okay, I think I'm going to do these bits in that colour as well. We've got the moon in the sky, but I'm not going to try and add any like moon glow to anything. That's just too complicated for me today. I'm just gonna colour everything as though it's a daytime scene, which I know is a bit of a cop out, but yeah. Sometimes it's just nice to keep things simple. Okay. I don't know whether to do these. These kind of look like seaweed things down here in the same green. Still not sure about the flowers. I really don't know which direction to go with for those. It's a mystery. I kind of thought, well, I'll wait and see how I felt once I'd done my frog, because I had a definite idea for my frog about what colours I wanted where. And then we see the water and the aventurine, which apparently, so aventurine comes, I was looking at Google when I looked up the colour of it, and aventurine comes from the Italian word avventura, which means by chance, so it is associated with luck. And obviously being green's often associated as being a lucky colour, isn't it? So maybe there's something to be said for that. But it looked very much like jade. I don't know if it is the same thing as jade. I'm not 100% sure, but it's very similar colour to jade. I'm trying not to, I don't want to move my book around, so my hand's going all over the place and it's quite awkward. It's quite tricky. Okay, I don't know if that bit there is meant to be It must be a bit of a leaf as well, because this bit would be coming back down here, wouldn't it? Let's fill that in green as well. Okay. Now, do I go... part of me was thinking of doing some blue leaves. I'm not sure how I feel about that now. I don't know. And my butterfly, I looked up a butterfly and it kind of had this kind of green to blues. Maybe I'll try that. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's be brave. Sometimes you just got to give things a go, don't you, and hope for the best. So I'm just going to add some of that in there, and then I'm going to get that light blue that I use for the water. And I'm just going to ignore the markings on it for now, because we can always add some like gel pen of some description over the little dots and things. I think that looks okay. Do the same on this one. Yeah, it's kind of looking up tree frogs and rainforest butterflies to get some ideas for this page. Help me with colour selection. So one of the butterflies I looked up had this kind of like greeny blue wing, and then it was like an orangey bit underneath, which I thought looked quite cool. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that now, because this orange is really bright that I'm choosing out. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with this colour for my flowers. I can always deepen it up a bit with pencil, but let's add that for now, because that makes life a bit easier. And I'm not kind of worrying about colouring the entire area. If there's a few white bits left, I'm not going to be too bothered. It's just kind of getting a little bit of a base layer down, so that I have a little bit of colour and my colours are mapped out, and when I come to use my pencils over the top, it makes life so much easier. Is that a petal there? I presume it is. Yeah, so I don't know, I keep buying these books. There's another book that I really want to get as well, and I might end up caving this week, even though I really don't need it and I don't know what it's like. But so the Pride and Prejudice is one of my favourite novels ever. I love Jane Austen in general, and Pride and Prejudice I just think is a masterpiece. The characterization, the way she's portrayed her characters, the comic elements of it, it just appeals to me greatly. The love story, obviously, between Darcy and Elizabeth, that kind of enemies to lovers thing really appeals. I absolutely love that novel. And the BBC version of the screen adaptation is my favourite ever. I just, like Colin Firth and Jennifer L as Darcy and Elizabeth, just as far as I'm concerned, cannot be beaten. So that is my absolute kind of favourite. I think I've watched that miniseries several times. It's a real comfort watch. I just love it. And I just think it's so well portrayed. And yeah, like I say, my favourite version of anything that's been televised of that book. And I saw that there is now literally just been released this week and official BBC Pride and Prejudice colouring book. And I very nearly bought it, and I was like, I don't need it. I really don't need it. I need to put it down, not get it. So I didn't buy it, but I'm so tempted. I really am so tempted. I don't know what's in it. I don't know what the images are going to be like. the front cover is a very realistic portrait of Darcy and Elizabeth, based on Colin Firth and Jennifer L. And yeah, I'm very tempted by it. I don't know. I really don't need it. But it may be making an appearance in next week's Sunday Snippets if I cannot control my urges. So yeah, that would be quite fun to get, I think. I have resisted so far. Let's see. Like I say, I don't need any more books. I really don't. But it just really appeals. So yeah, I might get it. There are lots of Pride and Prejudice colouring books out there, but this is the first one that I've seen that is like the kind of official, I think that's part of that, official kind of, based on the official BBC version of the screen adaptation, which, as I say, is my favourite. Oh gosh, I've picked up the wrong pen there. I'm hoping I can cover that up. That's a bit of crystal, and I went in with the wrong colour. Hopefully we can salvage that. Sometimes it's hard for me to figure out what's what in these pages. It's not until you start laying colour in sometimes that you realise what's what. And we've got another little crystal hiding in here amongst the leaves. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping this is going to look alright. I don't know, I feel like my colours are a little bit all over the place at the moment, but hopefully when I add some pencil shading on top, it's going to look alright. We'll see. I'm hoping it will go to plan. Like I say, this kind of method of using water-based markers to base things has never really worked particularly well for me, and I don't know why. It frustrates me because I see other people using them and getting great results. It's very similar to my experience so far with Albert Dürer pencils. Yeah, like I say, see people using them and creating absolute masterpieces, and every time I try to use them, it just doesn't seem to work. And it's really frustrating. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I keep persevering. I'm going to keep trying things, and maybe one day it will click and it will all fall into place. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I tried to pick out a few different greens, but this green is quite similar to that darker green. It's slightly lighter. There's not a huge amount of difference there. I don't know whether it's maybe I'm too heavy-handed, like I'm trying to go really light here and just adding a little tiny wash of colour, but maybe I'm too heavy-handed with them. I don't know. But anyway, I can always kind of go over with the pencils and hopefully smooth things out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the border of this page. I think it will probably end up being gold of some description. This kind of oval frame, it might end up being different, but that's the direction I'm thinking of. Don't know. Okay. Right. I feel like it's looking a bit of a mess, but I'm going to leave it there for now and come back to that later. Like I say, I'm hoping when I put some pencil over the top, it's going to look okay. But yeah, we'll see. I feel like that orange is very strong at the moment, but hopefully it will pan out. So anyway, that's the start. It's Mystic Animals by Stratton Peterson. Let's put that one aside. Let's move on to Wonderful Wildflowers. And like I said, what I want to do today is flick through, pick a page that I can colour and pick a colour palette for it, and then my plan is to video my first coloured page in this book. So you can all join in if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to err on the side of going for something a little bit simple to begin with. Maybe not quite as simple as this one. This is very simple. But I'm thinking of... I do like the mandalas in this book. I really like those. I don't know if I want it as my first page. I know there was some as I was flicking through, there was some, I think this is one of them actually. I thought would be quite a good starting off point. It's relatively simple. You've got repeating motifs throughout that you could do the same colour. So once you picked out a colour for each thing, so that's a possibility. It's got some toadstools in there, and some leaves which we could do a kind of fall palette for. So that page could be a possibility. Keep my finger in there. I really like this one. I think that's really pretty. There is quite a lot of blank space in this book. Okay, there's another one that's quite similar. That could be quite a good other one. Lots of nice leaves in there as well. A few flowers. Keep my finger in that one too. It's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Something quite simple. Something I don't need to worry about a huge background for. I always find the first page in a book the hardest, and then once I've made a start, it's a lot easier to get involved in. I really like this one, and again, it's not a difficult page. Yeah, I do quite like that. Wouldn't need to worry about anything around the outside. It would literally just be whatever's inside this kind of arched frame. Okay, keep a finger in that one as well. That's 3 possibilities I've got going. I'm not sure what this animal is. Is it a squirrel or is it like a chipmunk? Its tail doesn't look quite big enough for a squirrel's. But he's eating acorns. I don't know, do chipmunks eat acorns? I don't know. Let me know if you know what that one is. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, not that it matters really, but just to give me an idea. I do like this page as well with the berries. I think I want to leave that one for now. 2 pages stuck together. I really like this kind of toadstool mandala as well. I think that one's fun, but it won't be my first page. Okay, so that one, or that one. Should have put a poll up, shouldn't I? And you could have voted on it. I think I'm going to go with this one. I think this one's calling my name at the moment, so I'm going to go with that one. Now, I want to pick out a colour palette for it. So I have pulled out, excuse the mess on these because they've travelled around the world with me, and I've used them a little bit and they're a bit messy, but I downloaded these. These are Joanna Stone's colour palettes, and you can find them on her I don't know if it was on her website or on Etsy. I can't remember where I got them. I'm sorry, it was a while ago. I'll hold that up though so you can see her information there. She has got books that you can purchase on Amazon. Like I say, got these when I was in the UAE and I couldn't find them on Amazon at the time. So I would like to get some of her books. It's on my Amazon wish list. So I'm hoping I might be able to get some of those for Christmas. But I've got 3 of them here and I can't remember what they were because I think they had like covers for them, but I didn't print the covers. I just printed this page and then the actual palettes. But one's floral, one is like a Christmassy one, and the other one is like a kind of mystical palette. So I've got these 3 here, but I thought I'd start by looking at the floral one, funnily enough, since we're looking at flowers, and seeing if I could find something that will work for the page that I picked. So I'm going to shove that over a little bit so I can try and get both on screen at the same time. So I don't think I want to go pinks with this page. I don't know. That could be quite fun. The printer, the other thing is that obviously the printer doesn't print out the colours quite as vibrantly as they are on screen, and yeah, but that could work. What else have we got? This would be a good one because it's quite autumnal and we've got similar shaped flowers to the sunflowers here. In fact, this one particularly looks like a sunflower. So something like that could work quite nicely. Okay. Keep my finger on. I'll flick that one over and keep that one out there. Could go a lot brighter. I'm not feeling that one. That could be quite cool. Yellow, blues, greens, a little bit of pink. That could work. I don't know. This is my problem. I start to look at things and I cannot decide what I want to do. That's quite fun as well. You could have a lot of fun playing around with the colours on this one. Going from like golden to peach and then golden to mauve would be quite interesting. Yeah. I feel like I'm leaning more towards a warm colour palette. Ooh, this one could be quite neat. That one could be a lot of fun, actually. I like the way these flowers are coloured on the inspiration sheet here. I think that could look quite neat on this page with that kind of dark olivey green background. That one is, I think that one's more appealing than the sunflowers one. So let's keep that one out. It's very tropical. I'm not feeling tropical. I've obviously used this for something, so I've scribbled all over it, but I'm not feeling pinks at the moment. And yeah, I'm not feeling blues and purples either. Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking that one. I think this one is the one. This is the winner. And it's quite it's a real good colour palette for this time of year. It's got those warm, rich tones. I think it's going to work for the flowers I've got on the page here. So I'd probably use this inspiration image to help me, you know. I'd do some flowers in these kind of orangey colours, some in these kind of creamy colours, and then a little bit in this lilac kind of pinky corally colour. And then use like a really dark olivey green background. And then the leaves, I could use like a slightly lighter green, lighter olivey green for the leaves. And maybe even do some, are these leaves in the background? I presume they are. They look more like leaf shapes rather than flowers. Yeah, I quite like that. I think that's what I would do for this page. Yeah. Okay, sorted. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm planning on trying to get this filmed later in the week. I will share my obviously my video with you on I'm hoping I can get it done Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see, and then hopefully get it uploaded. So that's my plan. I'll keep that tucked inside there. I don't know what I'm going to use for this yet. I think probably polychromos or Prismacolors. I think I'll have a look at the color range and figure out what's going to work. But yeah, I'm quite excited about that. Okay, that's cool. So I've got that planned. I've started my page in my mystic animals. And yeah, made a little bit of progress. I'm not feeling that. I just opened it there. I'm like, oh wow, that's really odd colours. Yeah, I'm hoping I can do something with this. I'm hoping I can salvage it when I add some pencils. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that. It's looking a bit of a mess at the moment. Yeah, let's hope it goes to plan. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the colouring book situation, and whether you feel like artists are under pressure to produce more and more, and are therefore trying to, I don't want to say cut corners, but trying to produce too much work in order to keep up with the flooded market at the moment. I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just curious to know what other people think and what your opinion is. I always find it interesting. Go and check out Hollyberry. I'll leave that linked down below. Yeah, and thank you for joining me. Like I say, I'm always very appreciative of people who take the time to sit down and watch one of my videos when there's so many other amazing colorists out there to watch as well. It really makes me happy, and it really does mean the world. So thank you so much for joining me today. Happy colouring. I hope you have a good week, and I will check back in with you. Well, like I say, hopefully there'll be other videos throughout the week. But if not, I'll be back here again next Sunday, and I look forward to chatting with you then. Take care, everybody. Bye.